Good morning. In today's advanced MS Excel session, we are going to cover use of formulas, basic formulas and somewhat complex formulas and use of functions for doing different kind of calculation. We'll see the live demonstration of it. Now I'm going to share this screen which I'm going to make use of. So which I'm going to use today. We are going to work on this particular Excel sheet today. So starting with the formula, when we talk about formulas, so formulas are something using which we can do our calculations, and once we create a formula, the formula remains static, but the values can change in formula in place of the variables which are provided. So that becomes very easier for us so that we can create formula once we enter formula, then we don't need to worry about the values and all. That will be automatically taken care of, and the calculations are performed automatically instead of doing some manual calculation. Now, one of the most powerful feature in Excel is the ability to calculate numerical information using formulas. Just like a calculator, Excel can add, subtract, multiply and divide. In this lesson, we are going to use how these formulas are created, and we are going to make use of cell references to create simple formula. Means we are going to see that how a particular cell can be referenced for the creation of formula instead of directly making use of values. Okay. Excel uses standard operators for formulas such as plus sign for addition, minus sign for subtraction, asterisk for multiplication, and a forward slash for division, and a caret sign for exponential or to take exponents of particular value. The operators are visible here. You can see these operators, how to use them on your keyboard according to your keyboard configuration. Like this column consists of the key configuration for those keyboards where you don't have numerical keypads, and this column consists of the configuration for those keyboards which has a separate numerical keypad. So this is what the configuration is for different types of keyboard that you all can go through once I'll save this file. Okay. All formulas in Excel begin with the equal sign. Means if you want to create a formula, so you have to always begin with a equal to sign, like equal to 2 plus 2, it becomes 4. Okay, so the moment you click equal to sign, you can see that is also visible in that formula bar along with the cell. Now there, whatever formulas you want, you can put that, like 5 into 7, that is 35. So you can say yes, it is okay to use this value. Somebody is saying that I am not audible. So just check your audio connection. I'll try to be more louder. So when we are doing these operations, like yes. So as I said, you can create any formula. These are the simple numerical formulas which I am talking about. Like you want to divide a number by 6. Yes, you can do that. Okay, this is how the value will appear. But these are very simple thing where you are making use of numbers only. So these kind of formulas are not going to work because you have to create new formulas each and every time the number changes. Okay, so instead of that, what you can do, you can make use of cell references for creating your formulas so that your cells will be constant, but you can change the values of those cells, and whenever you will make changes into the value, you don't need to change the formula. The formula will remain static. The the way you are going to change the values in a particular cell which you have used in your formula, that will change the value of result. Means every time it will recalculate depending on the current value of that particular, that I will demonstrate you. Like here, as you can see, I am entering 6 here in A and 7 in B. So 6 in cell position A3 and 7 value 7 in position B3, and in C3 you are trying to perform addition operation on the values of cell A3 and B3. So what happens here? Now what you can do, either you can directly type the value. Okay, so that gives the result for now. But what if I change the value of A3 from 6 to 8? What happens? The value changes. So the total needs to be 15. But what it is displaying here? 13. So we need to ensure that to tackle this kind of problems, what we need to do, instead of providing the value in formula, what you can do, you can make use of cell references. Now what I can do, I can write the name of cell. So what is the name of this particular cell is A3. Okay, so you can write A3, then you can make use of plus sign, then you can make use of capital B3. The cell names will always be represented in capital letter only. Always remember, it is case sensitive. Okay, so the moment I type A3 plus B3, so you can see the A3 cell is been highlighted by blue border and B3 cell has been highlighted by red border. Now the moment you click on enter, the moment you press enter, what happens? The result which is generated in C3 cell is 15. That is the total of A and B. Now whatever value you want to change in A3, you can do. Like I change the value from 8 to 3. Now what happens? The total becomes 10. So this is how these cell references are useful and very advantageous in creating formulas. Like you can see earlier I have changed the values of A, then it doesn't has any impact on the result. But now when I use cell reference, then the moment I am changing the value in a particular cell, it is also changing the value in the result cell. So this is how it makes a difference. This is how you can make a difference by creating cell references while creating a formula. Okay, am I clear to all of you? Is this point clear? Quick response in yes or no. Okay, so this is just a simple example. Now, suppose if I am writing here 4 comma 4 8 5 6, and what I want to do, I want to use the same formula in all these two rows. What I can do, I can simply select this particular result cell, the C3 cell number C3, and I can put my mouse, I can take my mouse to the bottom right corner of that particular cell. The moment the plus sign appears, what I'll do, I'll click it and I'll drag that particular cell to C5. And the moment I do that, what happens? the formula gets copied. Now you can see here the cell references are also changing by default. So this type of cell referencing is known as relative cell referencing. It is by default available in Excel wherever you use referencing. So by default, relative cell referencing is available in Excel. There are two types of cell referencing. One is the absolute and there is the relative. So which the one which we are using now is known as relative cell. Now, what is absolute cell referencing? That will cover later. But the thing is that you have entered formula here. You have entered formula here. Now, here the cell value is A3 plus B3. Now, if I want to copy the same formula in C4 and C5, what I need to do is what I need to do is simply you put your mouse here and click it and drag the cell to C5. The moment you do that, what happens? The formula here is by default or automatically copied to C4 as well as to C5. So as it is clearly visible here, the cell references which are used are A3 plus B3. Here automatically it changes it to A4 plus B4 and here it changes it to A5 plus B5. Instead means I didn't need to type this thing. This happens automatically. Okay, why this happens automatically? Because here the cell references are changing automatically the moment I am changing their places. Like if I copy the same formula here, okay, if I copy these three cells from here to this particular place, just see what happens. Okay, now here what happens, it is K3, it is L3, it is M3. Now M3 consists of the addition of K3 plus L3. What I copied these things. Here the cell value is A3 plus B3. Now here the moment I am copying here, it becomes K3 plus L3. So means whenever I'll use a cell reference, okay, and I'm trying to copy that cell reference to somewhere else, the cell I'm trying to copy a cell to particular place, what happens? It changes its reference automatically. So this kind of cell referencing is known as relative cell referencing. As Microsoft Excel provides you two types of cell referencing. These two types of cell referencing are absolute cell referencing and relative cell referencing. The relative cell referencing feature is enabled by default. In relative cell referencing, the cell reference always change whenever you change its position. Whenever you copy a cell from one place to another cell, it changes the cell reference by default. But in absolute cell referencing, what happens? The value of the cell reference never changes. It will remain as it is. Like if I am copying J1, so it will remain J1 wherever I use it. It is not going to change it. Like here, the cell references were A3 plus B3. The same thing I copied here. They become K3 plus L3. So that is not the case with absolute reference. Absolute reference and relative reference, these two things we are going to cover in today's session only, but later once we complete with the formula thing. Okay, now is this points clear to all of you? Quickly say yes or no. Okay, now this is related to plus. In the same way, what you can do, you can change your operations, you can make it to multiplication. Okay, it is done. Okay, Here it is plus only. If you want, you can make it to subtraction. Here it is done. It will display as -4. Here also, if you want, you can change it to division. That is also possible. Okay. If you want to take, like here, you want to print the square of A5, cell reference A5. So what you can do, you can take the cell reference and then you can use this sign. Okay. And now you can put the value 2. Okay. If you want to take cube, you can write 3. Okay. In the same way, if you want to take cube, so you can do it in this way. So this is how it makes it very simpler and very easier for you to create your own formulas. These are very simple formulas. If you want, you can create some complex formulas also. Now we'll see some demonstration. Here in this sheet, as you can see, I have a bill where the bill consists of some items like plastic, silverware, then we have napkins, plates, plastic cups. Their descriptions are given here. The quantities in which they have been sold and their price per unit. Okay, first what will we do? We will change the dollar sign to rupee sign. So here what we can do, we can select this option and we can go to, as it is already in form of currency, we can go and we can change this symbol to in India English. Okay, the moment I do that, it changes it to rupee symbol. And here also we can do the same thing. And yes, okay. Now what you can do here, the total is not calculated. Now how we can do that? To calculate it, like the price per unit will be multiplied by quantity for each and every product. So what I can do, I can write equal to sign followed by the cell reference. Instead of putting value directly, what I will be doing, I will be using cell references. So here the cell reference is B4 multiplied by price per unit, that is C4, and then press enter, and this is how it calculates. Here also the symbol is different, so we'll make it to rupee symbol. The same thing you can do here also. You can press equal to and then you can use this particular cell reference, then multiply it by this cell reference, and then the value will be coming here. Calculations will be done. But if the formulas are same in multiple locations or in multiple rows, so no need to write it again and again. Instead, what you can do, you can just simply select that particular cell and you can drag the cell to those places wherever the same formula applies. So it applies to the entire bill. So what I can do, I can drag it to here and just I can see the rupee symbol as well as the calculations are done accordingly. Okay, is it clear to all of you or not? Okay, now the thing is that you have to perform total. So to perform total of the entire bill, what you can do, you can make use of this formula plus this plus this plus this, and then you can enter this. So this is what the total becomes. Okay, is it clear to all of you? Now that doesn't matter, it is a standard bill. Now whatever quantities I enter here, suppose I enter 20, then immediately it will affect the amount which has been displayed in the bill. As you can see, the moment I do that, the line total also changes and it also changes to the total bill amount. So this is how it makes it easier for you to prepare your bills. Okay, so this is how it is going to work. Now suppose if I change the quantity to 50, so just see the amount has been changed. Here the price will also change for that particular product multiplied by quantity, as well as the total bill amount is also going to change. Why? Because we have made use of cell references instead of directly using the values. So when we are making use of cell references, so by default it will not depend on the value. The value can change because the cell references are dynamic. Okay, the value in a particular cell can change, but when we directly make use of values, so the values are static. Like if I am making use of 8 plus 8, so 8 and 8 are not going to change. Okay, their meaning will remain same. But instead of that, if I am making use of variable a plus b, so this variable a plus b can consist of any value. So this is how the cell references here can be treated as a variable. So when you are using a1 plus b1, it means you are making use of variables a1 and b1, where a1 and b1 can have any value. I think I have made my point very clear to all of you. Now we'll move forward. These are the very basic operations. Now suppose if you want to make use of some formulas by using the combination of cell references as well as the numbers. Like here in E8 I am entering 150. Okay, in the cell value E8 consists of 150 as a number, and here in F10 I want to calculate its percentage. Okay, I want to get the 50% of 150. I want to check that how much is the 50% of 150 is. So what I can do, I can write equal to sign followed by this particular cell reference, then 150. 150 will be, sorry, the 75%. So that can be multiplied by 75. Then I can make use of percent symbol. Okay, so that will calculate the 75% of that particular number. As you can see, the 75% of 150 becomes 112.5. If you are changing the numbers, some more numbers are here. You are taking them. If once you take 100 over here, okay, and then this okay. Now what you do, you just drag this particular cell from there to this location and just see for each and every cell here it will calculate exactly 75% of those values, those cells, and it will be displayed over here. Okay, is it okay? So here what I have done, I have made use of this cell value, the cell reference, as well as the number to create a formula. Okay, is it clear to all of you? Shall I take some more example? Okay, now instead of this formula, if you want some other way of calculating your percentage, so what you can do, you can select this, then multiply by, instead of 75%, you can make it 0.75. Okay, the value will be same. So both the formulas are, in the way they are looking, they are different, but the way they are implemented are same. Okay, so you can use it in any way, the way you want. Okay, now how to edit a formula? If you want to edit a formula, yes, you can do that. You can go to that particular cell where the formula has been, can go to that particular cell where the formula has been entered, and then whatever changes you want, you can make a change to it. Okay, so suppose what I want to do, I want to divide each and every number by 5. Yes, you can do that. The formula has been changed now. Okay, like if you want that whatever values are there from F8 to F15, the same value should be there in H8 to H15. So what you can do, you can make use of cell reference, you can make use of equal to sign, and you can select this and press enter. The moment you do that, it will create a copy of it without using cut copy paste option. What you are doing the cell reference, that you are specifying that the value of H8 should be equal to value of F8. In the same way, what you can do for all the cells here, and the whatever values are here, the same values will be copied here. Okay, so this is how also you can make the reference. It's also an example of cell referencing. Means you are referencing your cell value of F8 to H8. So the same value will be copied here. This is also one of the way of cell referencing. You can reference your cells here. Okay. Apart from that, we will check some more things, like here as you can see, when I make some changes here, let me see. Yes, there is a formula. Okay. Now here, okay, someone has doubt related to this one. What I did here, I just simply what I did, like here, these are the values of this particular cell. Okay, the cell value starts from F8 to F15. Now what I need, that whatever values are there in cell from F8 to N15, the same needs to be copied, or same need to be referenced to the cell values of H8 to H15. Now here what I am doing, I am doing just simple cell referencing. And what I am doing in H8, I am making use of equal to sign and then referencing this particular cell F8. The moment I do that and press enter, what happens? The value of F8 cell F8 is the reference to H8. Okay, so the same value will be copied to this. This is exactly like A equal to B. Means if the value of A is 5, so the value of B will be also 5. This is what I am doing. So here, if I am writing H is equal to F8, so whatever value will be there in F8, that will be copied to H8. And if I want to drag it, I can drag it to H15. Yes, as you can see here, all the values here in respective cells, that will be copied to their respective reference cells. Okay, now is it clear? Okay, now here what I'll do, just here a quick example here, like you have calculated a budget of June and July. Means there was a budget of June. uh, in June the budget was of total rupees 1800, and in July it has become 1500. So their total is 3300, like 3300. Okay, now if you are making some changes by mistake, if you have put here instead of D11 to and D10, if you have put 009, what happens? It will become 1500. Why? Because the D9 does not have any value, neither 0. Okay, so it will not calculate it, it will not consider that value, and it will simply put the value which is available. Okay, so in this formula, the only value which is available is 1500, because D9 does not consist of any other value. Now suppose by mistake if I write D8, just see what happens. It makes it to 2470. Why? Because the D8 has a value of 970. Okay, is it okay to all of you? So now if again I make the changes here as D10, so again it will come over here, it will make changes. Now if I'm changing the value here to 2200, so now what happens? Sorry, 22,000 I made. So what it does, it changes it accordingly. So if I'm making 2200, so it will give 3700 the total. So what does it means when we are making use of cell references in any ways? Then it is making use of the cells, not the value. So the value can change, but the cell will remain constant. Okay, I'm not changing the cell values. I'm just changing the values in the cell, and here the formula is applied accordingly. Okay, if I'll make to 1 simple 1 rupee, so it will do the calculation accordingly. So this is how the cell references can be used while creating simple formulas. Is it okay? So that now we can proceed to some complex formulas. Shall I proceed to complex formulas? Yes or no? Okay. So you may have experience working with the formulas that contain only one operator, such as 7 plus 9. There is only one operator. Operator is plus sign. Okay. Operator is something which operates on the values. So 7 in 7 plus 9, 7 and 9 are the values where plus is the operator sign which is performing the operation of addition. So more complex formulas can contain several mathematical operators, such that if I am trying to make multiplication as well as addition in the single formula, like if I want to multiply two number 5 and 2, and then I need to add 8 to it. So that will be treated as a complex formula, because all these complex formulas consist of more than one operator. Like here, if I am entering like this, whatever examples I have shown, these are the very simple formulas. Now here, if I write 5, equal to 5 multiplied by 2 plus 8. Okay, what it becomes? 18. That is 5 multiplied by 2 plus 8. So I am making use of two different operators. So we'll resume with that. So as you can see here in 18, the value, the cell value L8, the cell reference, cell name L8, that consists of a complex formula, where what I am doing, I am making use of two operators, that is multiplication operator and a addition operator, where it is performing two operations. First it is doing multiplication and later it is doing addition. So whatever will be the result of this multiplication, that will be added to number 8, and the result will be appear in this particular set. Okay, the same way, if you want to make it more complex, you can make use of division sign. You can put 2 over here. Now just see, just Can anyone say what will be the value of it? Okay, if I'm making use of this formula, so what result I will get? Quickly reply in your chat. Okay, someone said 9. Someone, okay, again someone, Abhishek, Aishwarya, everyone said 9 because they are thinking it will, it has appeared 18 earlier. Now we are dividing it by 2, so it must be 9. No, it will be 14. Why 14? Because it is applying BODMAS. First, it will perform these two operation. It will perform these two operation. Then it will perform addition. Means first division and multiplication will be done together, and then it will perform addition. So 5 will be multiplied by 2. It will be done like this. 5 will be multiplied by 5 will be multiplied by 2, so it will become 10, plus 8 will be divided by 2, that is 4. So this is how it will become 14. Got it? I have not used 80 for this equal to sign, so that is why it didn't add it. Now this is how it will be performed. So if you can check here, so this depends on the precedence of your operator. Precedence means priority of your operator. In each type of calculation, each and every operator has a priority. So always multiplication and division has the highest priority over to plus and minus sign. Okay. I could have done in another way. I would have made use of these brackets. Okay. So brackets will tell you that which operation will be performed first. So as you can see that multiplication and division both are in brackets. So they will be performed first, and then the addition will be done on result of both. You can see the result will remain same. So this is how you can also make use of brackets for separating your formulas in the single cell. Okay, is it okay? Like if I make the same operation here, like instead of calculating this, adding these four cells together, I could have directly added the, like let me do that, do this. What I will do here, in this particular cell I want the total value of the bill. So what I can do, I can do the calculation in this way. Like first I will take this cell, multiply the value with this cell, plus this cell, multiply the value with this cell, plus this cell, multiply the value with this one, again plus multiply the value with this, and okay, the moment I do that, press enter. So the same result I am getting here, what I have got here means, if I am adding these four cells, I will get 970, because these four cells consist of the multiplication of these two cells. And here instead of that directly I am calculating the bill, what I am doing, I am calculating these two cells and I am multiplying these two cells together and then adding their results together. Here as you can see in this particular example, it looks more complicated. So what you can do, you can put your brackets so that for the better understanding that which cells have been multiplied together and then they have added. Got it? So this is how the distinctions can be made. Okay, there is no difference in that. Okay, now suppose if I want to calculate the tax on the total bill, and then I want to get the total bill, means I want to calculate the bill along with the tax. So I can say the total tax will be 8%. Okay, so what I can do, I can convert it into percent either. Now if you want, you want to convert it into percent. Okay, as made it 800, we'll make the correction. Now it is 8%. Now if you want to calculate the bill, so what you can do, you can press equal to sign. You can press equal to sign this multiplied by this, and so this is the tax amount. Okay, so this is the tax amount on this particular bill amount. Now the total bill will be equal to this plus this. Okay, now instead of doing this complex operation, you could have done it together. Like what I need to calculate the bill along with 8% of total tax. So equal to this plus bracket this value again multiplied by 8% or 0.008. Okay, that will remain same. Now if you are getting value in this way, it means the value is not fit in this particular cell. So what you can do, you can expand the cell value. So here I have made some mistake. It the total I have to make it to 8. So this is what 8% is. Okay, now you can see this result and this result both are same. What I did here, first I have calculated tax, then I have added these two cells together and I got this value. And here in this cell, what I am doing, I am directly adding this total amount along with the percentage of 8% of total amount. So all will be added together and I will get the result immediately in single formula. Instead of doing it in two different steps, I am doing it in one single step. So this is how you can create your complex formulas and you can do your operations. Understood or not? Okay. So now if these things are clear with you, so I hope now you all are able to perform simple calculation. You will be able to create your own simple formulas. You can calculate taxes. You can create total, means you can calculate total amount of bill including your taxes. So these are very simple things which you can do. You can, it is not necessary to stick with these examples only. You can take your own examples from your real life. You can take any of your bill at your home. You can perform the operation on that particular bill. You can make the entry of that bill into your own Excel sheet and you can just check whether you are doing it rightly or not. Okay, now as we have done with this simple and complex formulas, the complex formula, as much as complexity you want, you can incorporate into your formulas. Okay, so it is now up to you that how better you do it. Okay, you can try with yourself, and if you have any doubt you can call me or contact me. So now we'll move to the next section of today's lecture, that is relative and absolute cell references. Okay, now as I was talking about relative and absolute cell references. So at that time I have said that in Microsoft Excel there are two type of cell referencing which are available. One is known as relative cell reference, another is known as absolute cell reference. So I had already given the example of relative cell reference. So in relative and absolute references, they both behave differently when they are copied and filled to the other cells. Like we have seen the example of relative cell. So when we are doing relative cell referencing or using relative references, by default all cell references are relative references. When copied across multiple cells, they change based on the relative position of rows and columns. For example, if you copy the formula equal to A1 plus B1 like we have seen previously, from row 1 to row 2, the formula will become A2 plus B2. So this is known as relative reference. So relative references are especially convenient whenever you need to repeat the same calculation. Means whenever you want to repeat the same formula, same kind of calculation, so you can make use of this relative cell referencing across the multiple rows and multiple columns. Okay, so we have already seen the example of relative cell referencing. So I don't think I need to repeat it again. Instead of that, what we'll do, we will be directly moving to absolute referencing, which we have not seen yet. Okay, like I come to this particular cell and I clear all these things. Okay, and I say that budget here and I put 12,000. Okay, now this 12,000 is in rupee, so I'll make it 12,000 here. And there is another sheet I am creating. Okay, sheet 3, and it consists of May budget. Okay, it consists of May budget, and here, okay. So the value is somewhat different. I can say it was 15,000. Okay, now the thing is that these are the two sheets. Okay, now here the value is 12,000 and here the value is 13. Now what if I want total budget of May and June. Okay. So as you can see here, here I am not explaining you absolute reference. Absolute reference I will tell you after this example. This is just the example of working with multiple worksheets and applying formulas there. Means there are two sheets, sheet 2 and sheet 3. Sheet 2 consists of June budget amount and sheet 3 consists of May budget amount. And now here I want to make use of both the sheets value, like because if I'm doing the calculation of May and June budget together, I'm adding them together. So I need to get June budget from sheet 2. So this value is here. Now the reference name is B3 as it is available in B3. So if I'm making use of that particular cell here and I'm doing the addition operation, so if I select this particular cell and what I do, I write B3. Okay, I write B3 here and I do addition so it does not return a proper value, because B3 which I have applied here, that belongs to current seat, where in seat 2 I have used B3, in seat 2 I have used B3, that doesn't belong to B3 seat, that doesn't belong to seat 3. So now to use that value, what I need to do, now to use that value, what I need to do, I need a proper referencing of that particular cell, and for that what I can do, I can use it in this way, like B3 is from C2, so I can write C2 exclamation B3. So here it calculated to 27,000. Now just see what I'm doing. I'm using B3 cell of C2 in C3. Just see the reference. What I'm doing, I'm adding B4 with B3 of C2. So suppose if you want to use some cell of a seat from one seat to another seat, means you want to perform cell referencing into multiple seats together, you can do that. But the only thing is that along with the cell reference, you also need to provide the seat reference, and always to provide a seat reference, you need to make use of the seat name along with exclamation sign. So seat with exclamation sign along with the cell value of that particular seat, you can reference it. Now you can see the 15,000 here from seat 3 and 12,000 here from seat 2 have been added here in this particular. Got it? So this is how you can work on multiple seats in a single workbook, and you can do calculation across multiple seats using cell referencing. Okay, now quickly I will move to absolute cell referencing as we are passing with the time. Okay, now is it clear or not? Yes or no? Okay, now we'll see the example of absolute referencing. In absolute referencing, what happens? Like when I'm using cell referencing, what I'm doing, I'm using this operation multiplied by this, okay, and I'm doing the calculation. And when I'm dragging it because the formula is going to be same for all these rows. So what I'll do, I'll drag it to this, and this is how it has been calculated. So all these are the examples of cell referencing. Okay, but what I need total, total along with tax. Okay, total along with tax. Okay, or I can say I can insert another column, and I need to calculate tax for each and every item. Okay, and here the tax which I am going to apply is 7.5% or 8%. So that I am defining the tax rate. Okay, tax rate. Okay, so tax rate is defined to 8%. So I am taking percentage here. and it will enter 8. So I am taking the tax rate to be 8. Now what I do, I perform the tax. Okay, and I need to calculate the tax on this particular amount. So tax on this particular amount is going to be total, line total multiplied by the tax, that is the 8%, and then I click on enter. The moment I do that, I can drag it and I can see the changes. Okay, so here the tax calculation is correct, but here it is not correct. Why? Because as you can see here, it is taking E5 is equal to E3 multiplied by E3. Then again here it is taking E4, E5, E6, E7, E8. Okay, now here why it has given error to E3? Because here when I am doing the calculation, so E4 is multiplied by E2, where the value of E2 is what? The value of E2, as you can see, sorry, the value of E2 as you can see here is 8%. Okay, but now in this particular example, it is multiplying it with E3. What is the value of E3? E3 is line total. It is not a valid number. Now when I am doing in this particular cell, so what it is doing here, okay, now when I come to this particular cell, what it is doing, it is multiplying with E4. So it is making use of the relative cell reference, which I don't want to make use of. Why? Because the percentage value is there in only one cell, that is E2 cell. Okay, so I cannot assume it to be in E3, E4, E5, and I can use it for my tax calculation, because if I'll do so, that will get that then it will get a wrong answer for me, as in this particular example. Because if I am dragging this particular cell here, so it is going to make use of relative referencing. But what I need to make use of, I need to make use of absolute referencing. So to make use of absolute referencing, I cannot do that. So I have to ensure that it remain common for each and every thing. So in my example, here in my formula, what I can do, instead of using E, okay, instead of using E2, what I can make use of, I can make use of $E and $2. So when I specify E2 as $E $2, what it does, it makes it constant, means that particular cell will remain constant. It will never be changed. This is what known as absolute referencing. Now if I try to drag it, so I will get the exact and correct value. As I can say, if I check here, so instead of making it E3, it has remained same. Here it has remained same. Here it has remained same. Here it has remained same. So this is known as absolute referencing. Okay, now for E2, suppose if I am writing it as E $2, E $2. So what does it mean? The column value will change, but the row value will not change. But when I represent it as $2, $E2. So what happens? The column will remain same, but row will change. But when I say $E and $2, so for both row and column the value is not going to change. If you want, I can do it here. Okay, it will give the same thing. Here also it will give the same thing. Here also it will give the same thing. Okay, but the difference is that I will show you here. Control V, Control X, Control V. Now what happens when I drag this option? Just check here. Just check the cell value. Okay, and here. Okay, what it is doing? Just check that here it has changed the. It has not changed the column. The column is will remain E only, but the row has been changed from 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7 in that way. And when I use this particular formula, it does not make change in any of them because it remains constant. Okay, so this is how you can make use of cell references. Once you get this particular thing, now what you all can do, you calculate the total. You can calculate the total of this particular cells. Now instead of doing addition operation on each and every cell, what you can do, you can simply make use of functions. Okay, so there is a sum function which you can make use of. Sum will, what it will do, it will add all these cells together, as you can see. Okay, now here your formula can change for this, so the total will become the addition of these two. Okay, okay, so this is how you can calculate your result. Okay, is this absolute cell reference is clear to all of you, yes or no? Okay, so when you are using absolute cell reference, so you are ensuring that the value which you are using, that should not change, or the cell reference which you are using, that should not change. So what you need to do, either you have to make use of dollar sign in front of this particular column as well as in front of particular row. Okay, so this is how you can make use of absolute cell referencing. Okay, someone asked me the question. Okay, I will explain it again, no issue. Okay, as I said that if you want to calculate the tax, if you want to calculate the tax on this total amount for each and every quantity, so the tax rate is going to be 8%, that is fixed for each and every of them. And I need to make use of this particular cell reference in each and every row. So what I am doing, I am making use of the formula. I am making use of the formula that E4 multiplied by percentage, 8%. So here the calculation becomes 3.588 rupees for that particular value, for that particular total of 44.85 rupees. Okay, I will change it to rupee by default, so that, yeah, so that I don't face any problem. Yes. Okay, now what happens here, now when I'm using this particular formula, so what I can do, I can drag it now, because the formula is same, so I don't need to make any changes. I can simply drag it and I can get the calculation of my tax. Okay, but as you can see, these calculations are not correct. Okay, these calculations are not correct. Why they are not correct? Just check that what happened while copying the formula. When I copied the formula, when the original formula was E4 multiplied by E2, where E2 consists of the tax rate. When I'm coming here, so here it becomes E5 multiplied by E3, where E3 is here. E3 does not consist of the tax rate. Why it has happened? Because the moment I did that, I used cell reference, and this cell is known as, this referencing is known as relative referencing, where relative referencing changes across the rows and columns the moment I move it. I copy it or I move it from one place to another place, it makes changes. So the moment I moved it to next cell, what happened? The moment I change this to next cell, what happened? It became E3. Then on the next cell, it became E4. Here it became E5. Here it became E6. In the same way. So they have used these values rather than 8. Now what should I do so that this particular cell will remain common, will remain constant for each and every row? So what I did, I use absolute referencing. And if you want to make use of absolute referencing, so instead of using E2, what I have to do, I have to use dollar sign in front of column, column is E, and dollar sign in front of row. So when I do that, what happens? This particular value will remain constant for each and every row. As you can see here, it uses the same reference, like the same reference is same, but it is represented in form of absolute reference. So for absolute referencing, I am putting dollar in front of row value as well as column value. So row is to E and column is 2, so I am representing it as dollar E dollar 2. And now when I do the calculation, I get the same value. Now what you can do, you can copy the same formula across each and every column, sorry, across each and every row, and the moment you do that, you get a correct calculation. Now you can check in each and every cell the value for tax cell, means that cell will remain common, it is not going to change. Is it okay to all of you? Have you all understood? Yes or no? Okay. Now, absolute referencing can be done in many ways. Like you can represent in this format, like dollar E dollar 2. What does it means? Dollar E dollar 2 means what? The value of cell and column is not going to change. It will remain constant. But when I make use of dollar E 2, what does it means? Here the column will remain same, but the row can change. Okay, and when I use E dollar 2, what does it means? The column can change, but the row will remain constant. So these are the three ways in which absolute referencing can be done. Okay, other details are given in this file, which I will be sharing with you all. So you all can refer that particular file. Day 4 can go to chapter 5. Okay, so here, so this is what you can see here. Okay, like this is how you can make use of $2, the row does not change when copied, $A2, the column does not change when copied, and $A $2, the column and row does not change when copied. So you can use these references for your practice. So today what we have covered, we have covered formulas, complex formulas, working with the cell references, working with cell references across multiple worksheets, and we have also seen two type of referencing, that is relative referencing and absolute referencing. Now the last part of this today's session consists of use of functions, that how to make use of functions. Okay, I will quickly demonstrate you to that particular part and will wind up this today's session. Okay, so I will remove later. Okay, now here as you can see we have done these operations. Okay, now we'll make use of some formulas. Okay, the formulas we can make use of, like here, as I said, if you want to perform total, okay, so one operation is that you can individually add all these cells together, or else what you can do, you can make use of functions. What functions are available? Like you go to insert. Now as you can see, these are some basic functions like sum, average, count numbers, man, mix, and then there are more functions also. So from here you can select any of them. Suppose I want to make use of sum. The moment I click on sum, so it gives a range where you want which numbers you want to add. So number one, number two you can apply. Otherwise, if you want, you can give a reference of that particular cell ranges, like from where which cell range to which cell range you need to perform operations. Okay, so that is all for the today's session, and function we will be doing tomorrow, as we have done lots of exercises for today, and so you all can do these exercises today at your home, and then tomorrow we'll resume with function thing tomorrow, and we'll do some more advanced topics. Okay, so I would like to conclude my session for today. Thank you.